Welcome to Junk with Steph. Today I am going to do episode 1 of the Faded Flora junk journal project. This is the fabric that I have picked out. I may pick more things out of my trim drawer, but for the most part, this is what I'd like to stick with. This is my own fabric that is on Spoonflower, and this is like the fat bundle, what is that called? I don't know, it's like an 18 by 18 or something. Anyway, I have a little bit of Sorry Silk. This is going to be the closure. I have this for something. Who knows? We have some like ombre fabric. It's lace. I think this is from a skirt. And I also have a little bit of trim from that that I could use somewhere, maybe along the spine or something. Who knows? I don't really have too many plans. Um, I like to grab like some colors and make that my palette. This is all based off of the papers that I showed yesterday on a YouTube video. It's my Faded Flora kit plus a little bit of like Grace and Meadow and some vintage bundle ephemera. I think it was number 1. The links are in the description of yesterday's video for the paper packs that I have involved. I have pulled out some like distress inks that I'm going to primarily use for this one. I wanted to keep it maybe a little bit lighter. I may do some like vintage photo on some things, but for the most part, I'm going to do white stitching or cream stitching. It's like a whitish cream, maybe ivory. And I'm going to use antique linen for the most part. And then the pink is for, a little bit of highlight. And I did punch out some butterflies and flowers. I've shown that on recent videos. I have a little butterfly and flower punch that I use. And I will be using these little details throughout because I really just enjoy them a lot. They're kind of like my thing right now. So a lot of my projects are going to have them. Anyway, these are the primary washies that I'm going to go with. I really love washi. I'm going to use it in every project because I just can't help myself. I do have an idea to do some wax seals. I have a couple of projects in mind to make videos on. I have a lot of wax seals, like the actual stamping thing. So we may do a video where I do some wax seals if you guys want to see that. I was also thinking about doing some envelope tags, some mixed media projects, some stenciling and stamping. Today I'm going to do, I think, the soft cover, and we'll see where we get from there. I have a general idea of what I want to do. I really like these fabrics that I chose. I like the idea of this dark one. I don't know if I'm going to use it. We'll see. The highlight is, of course, my own fabric because, I mean, it's so pretty. This can also be found in paper form. It's called Pink Lemonade, I think is the paper pack. It's a journal paper pack. So for the cover, I have this idea of using this old Amazon packaging. Now, I believe that this is 14 inches wide. And that is okay because my idea is I would like to fold this. Let me see. I'd like to fold this like this, maybe 5.5, 5.25, something like that across. Probably 5.5. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for a spine, so maybe like a 1/2 inch for a spine because I'm only going to do one signature. And then I'd like to do a closure. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to measure 8 3/4, I think, is a good size because the paper that I'm going to be using, I'm going to want to come in a little bit from the bottom, right? So if we go 1 up, this is 8 3/4. I think is a good amount. It gives us a little bit of leeway on the top of. I could do 9. let's start with 9. Let's start with 9, see how that looks real quick. So I am going to cut this down really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it to the side because I don't know, maybe I'll want to make a tag or something out of it later. I mean, honestly, it's got a nice little sound to it, right? So, I mean, that's the only reason I'm using this. Anyway, whatever. Let's see. Okay, so this is the top for sure because I'm going to be sewing that up. Let's see some measuring here. So we want about 5.5, and that's about what that is, and I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna kind of try and bring it in about a 1/2 inch. I'm not measuring on that because I just don't care. All right, so this will be the fold over at the end here. Let's see. Let's see. Just want to see. So yeah, so we got you see? We got a little bit of space here, which is what I wanted. And yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Let me get my paper again and see how that looks. Perfect. Actually, I think that's perfect. I'm glad I went with 9. I'm going to put this in half really quick because I want to see something. Now, I don't know if you noticed in the flip through the papers, I printed the worn stained paper on the back of the faded Flora papers, and I don't know if that was a good move because I don't intend to use every single one of these papers in like my journal. So there may be times where we cover up the back and, you know, I'm sorry for that, but it's going to happen. So let's just make sure that this fits in there nicely. Okay, yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is great. So that's going to be our cover. I'm really excited about that. So let's get into putting the fabric. I'm trying to move some of this crapola out of the way. Okay. I hope this video is coming out okay. Let me know. All right, sweet. I'm really excited about this. So this is the fabric that I'm going to use as on the cover, on the outside of this. My thing is that you can see through that for sure. So I want to put something on here so that we can't see this through the fabric. I had some ideas. I could put some gesso down. We could mix media this thing, and that'd be cool. But then we're just covering up with fabric, and that's not cool. I really, really love this stuff, and I am going to use this. And that's what I'm doing. This is the extent of what I'm doing right here. I might throw a little bit of glue down. Let's throw a little bit of glue down. Actually, I'm going to be crazy, and I'm going to put glue stick down. And for those who are wondering what kind of glue I'm using, because I know everybody likes to know, Hercules glue by Darice. I got this for like 25 cents a piece at Packatans when they were closing by me. So it's the only reason I got it. I actually really like it. It's purple and then it fades to clear when it is dry. I like that indicator. I didn't realize I needed that indicator, and I don't necessarily need it, but I do like it. And just to have a little bit of less chaos, I think, I'm just going to kind of figure this out down here. Yeah. Let's get a little bit here for that, a little bit really glad to be back to crafting. I've missed it a ton. I'm actually kind of glad to be back into videos as well because it's been a long time. And sorry, I just want to make sure it was still filming. This is the first like run through. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I like having these little chats. See, now this is perfect because we do see things back there. It's got a little bit extra crinkle. So now I need to figure out what parts of this fabric I want to use. I actually truly... Okay, let's figure out where this is going to fold again. So if this is folded like that, and this is on here. Sorry, it's going to take me a second just to figure this out. I just want to make sure that we have good flowers visible, right? Now I want this to overhang. Ooh, I actually really like that. Okay, so this is nice. So that's what that would look like. Let's fold this over a little bit. That's actually a little upsetting. Dang. I wish that this was perfect. Maybe there is a way that I can change. I actually really like that as well. I like just this bit here because what I intend to do is, and may not be this one, but I would like to put something on this edge here. Obviously, there may be something in case you can't. Yeah, there's going to be something here. Actually, I think I like this. So this is how I want the fabric. I'm going to mark this down really quick. Now, this is not a tutorial of any kind. If you'd like to craft with me, I'd love that. I'd love to, hear in the comments what you're doing as well. I am just going to show you, this is just me showing you my process of what I'm doing. But I will try to tell you some things along the way. Let me find my pencil. Sorry about that. So I'm just kind of doing a general outline on where the corners are. Because we want to cut this in a way that gives us a little extra space so that we can come in, because what I plan to do is take some, I don't know if I'm going to go with more fabric or if we're going to go with some paper. We'll deal with that in a few minutes, but either way, we're going to fold this in, okay, and glue that down, and then we'll come in with some inside bits as well. So yeah, let me check my steps and just make sure this is what we're doing. Yeah, we're going to give this fabric a wide berth here. So I'm going to come in maybe about 2 inches all the way around. So give me a sec. All right, now I'm going to keep all this extra, obviously, even the little bits. We can find something to do with it. I got a little box over here that's just got all kinds of junk and crap. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna fold this little bit in over here. And then fold this down as well. Just make it a little bit more manageable, I think. Okay, we are back. We are going to adhere this fabric. Sweet. But like this into that side. I think it's fine. I may have done some things back where I don't particularly care. It's junk journaling for a reason. I like to just kind of go willy-nilly with things. All right, give me a second to get my Fabri-Tac down here. Maybe I should just get a new bottle. Let me think about this really quick. We want the open edge at the top, which is this way. And I didn't like super saturate with the glue and stuff because honestly, we're going to be sewing this down. So I just need it to stick. All right, so now we are going to come in and honestly, I might just use, I know this is crazy, but I think that it'll be fine enough for while we're sewing. So I'm going to go by really quick. Quite tacky, actually. And I might glue down these little corner bits. I think that's a good idea. So I'm just pushing in, smushing down. The epic struggle always with the Fabri-Tac. Now I'm not going too close to the edge with the Fabri-Tac because I don't want to gum up my sewing machine, and I know that I'm going to be sewing along the edge, right? So we're not going to be sewing just yet. So I do want to kind of keep in my, oh man, look at it. It came out so good. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. I am so super stoked. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So, plan here. The thing is, this fabric unfortunately is not wide enough to do that. So, I was thinking I could do strips. No, maybe this one's a little thicker. Maybe I can use this on both sides and then do something in the middle. Well, this would be the middle because this is the gusset that would be here for the spine, right? So we have to think in terms of this is not the middle, which is what you would think it is. This is the middle, right? And I do have like I don't know if you've watched Artie Mays, but she does this a lot, and I think I've kind of gotten in the habit of it because of her. But she likes to just crease and then go and cut things, and creasing is just it's a really good indicator. It's quick and lazy, and I love it. Anyway, let's continue. So let me figure out which of these is fatter because I'd like to use that piece. So yeah, these two are pretty thin. We're going to save those for tags, whatever. On the inside, this isn't like directional in any way, so I'm not too worried about that. Now, I do want to make sure that I have enough for both sides. I do, definitely, for sure, for sure. Okay, perfect. So do I want to do, actually, do I want to do a thinner piece on that side and then we can do something here on the edge piece? That might make a better choice. Let me see if I have a piece that fits this side better. Shoot, I might not need that big thick piece. Yeah, I was thinking in terms of the half and not the divided bits. I have no idea if I'm making sense. All right, yeah. And then I put something here for this little bit, and then we put that same thing over here. All right, so I think I have a solution here. I couldn't find fabric, or at least not enough of it. I recently moved into my craft room and I just now realized that I did not find any fabric, so gonna have to figure that out. But for right now, I actually found this trim that I super think is cute. And I think this down the middle here for the spine, it's a perfect indicator of like where this, the spine should be. Love that. I'm gonna do the same thing over on this end as well. And then I think I'm going to do a combination of this fabric and this, hold on, this trim, because I really like the idea, okay, of this being under the flap. I just think that looks so nice. And when this is closed, it also helps to break up this little bit of gap that we kind of have here involving the continuity in the cover on the outside. So yeah, I actually really like that. I want to figure out how we kind of want that. I think that is good. So first I'm going to, oh man, well, let's cut that. Let's try this again. Is this how I want that? Yes. So let me pull this down a little bit. That's nice. Okay, so that's where that's going. Just to help you get a visual of what's going on here. And then, actually, I think that with enough finagling, I can make that look just normal. And then maybe we could do this along that edge. And I think that actually looks really nice. So what I'm gonna do is cut this, and then I think I'm just going to pin this together and sew this piece right here on the inside together, not the outside. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so this is a little wild. I've never done this before. I don't know, really. So it's been a bit. I'm still going to go and sew into the middle crease here. Sew this down here, both of these sides. I forgot to do that. But for the most part, we have our completed, and I'm going to, by the way, going to sew this part of the lace down as well, but I think I'm going to be doing trim or something on this side, and so I kind of want to wait until I get to that because I want to be able to cover up some of this stitching, right? So yeah, but I really like how it turned out. I adhered the sari underneath here as well as here to give it, you know, because this is going to be the closure. It doesn't need to be like super adhered, but wait, it doesn't need to be super strong and sturdy is what I meant. But it does need to be good enough for use more than just, you know, like daily, whatever. I don't remember what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Let me trim the bottom of this, and I'm going to keep this here because that's really nice for the bottom of a tag or something. I've got another piece there. Really like all those little trimmy bits, so that's nice. That looks good. I'm just kind of fixing up some of this. So it looks really good on the outside. The stitching along the edge, I decided to go with a zigzag stitch. I went with the widest one, I think, just because I thought it would look really nice. And I'm probably going to go over this with antique linen just to maybe grunge up the edge and also mute the stitching a little bit. Uh-oh. Yeah. So I am cutting it quite close. I want this to look nice. This, I'm just going to get the strings out of the way. I don't know why. I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to this, but I always tie my strings. I probably don't have to if I do a little back stitch or whatever. I'm sure, I know. I just really like tying off my ends. It makes me feel like it's more secure, which makes my brain happy. So there are these two here as well. This also just helps keep it clean so that when I do come back to put whatever we're going to put on the front, because we're not going to mess with the cover too much more now. We just wanted something that we can like stick our signature in and just make sure that it all fits nicely. I like to have the cover done first just because I like to have the place to put you know, the papers as I'm fixing the papers up and like just making sure that it all fits and looks nice, right? And if I didn't have this part done, then yeah, anyway, then we wouldn't be able to have a very good measurement or way to measure, right? So I think sewing along these I don't know, gutters, a spine for lack of a better word. I think sewing along the edge of both sides of these will also help this indicate that those are the gussets, the, you know. I'm probably going to get some corner bits as well, just because I think it would make it look nice and cohesive. But there's our cover done. Well, you know, like done enough for the time being. And then this is going to wrap around like that. And I might actually cut this here so that it fits under there nicely at this point. But yeah, I think that's nice. And I think once we get our papers going and kind of figure out, I'm going to go through and I'm going to find some nice papers that I want to work. I did kind of go through a little bit. I did some let me get my glues and crap out of the way. I found some paper so we can make some tags out of some of this, pockets. Just kind of grabbed a little bit of everything. I also have a giant bucket of goodies. This is all tiny bits and ephemera, and so we're probably going to make a giant collage piece that we can make some tags and pockets out of. I got lots of little bits of fabric, lots of things that I think go nice. That bucket is just like my extras from all my projects, so it's got a little bit of everything in it, but these are the things that I got specifically for this. We got some pink envelopes, so this whole thing is kind of like a pink yellow, mostly naturey neutral though. And I did go through and dye some paper. Hold on. I also have some, this is a cute little book page. I got some nice, just different colors to kind of like, I don't know, we can use this for anything. We might use these envelopes as is. We might just use bits of them. I like this die cut. It's an invitation, but I think we're just going to use the die cuts for something, and then use, honestly, I could just use this to punch out some of those flowers and stuff. That might look really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to have things to be able to use, right? And then we have, I did coffee dye some paper. Now this is really big paper. It's like 11 by 14. But look at all the little details. I don't know how well you can see. I guess that brings pretty big shadow, huh? I'm gonna work on my lighting, I think. But yeah, I did this with some stencils and stuff that I have. I've been doing it the same way for years. I may have done a video at some point explaining it. But if not, maybe I'll do one again in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see how I achieved these pretty patterns with my coffee dyeing. Super simple. Yeah, so we've got lots of papers to work with, and these are good to fold up and make into a pocket here, and then we got enough to do here and then turn into enough. So like we can play with this no problem for days. This is just going to be a lot of fun papers to work with. And I also did the same thing with a manila file folder, so it's got a little bit of coffee dye action. I'm not saying that I'm going to use these, but I just like having all of these things picked out and done, especially for this project. Now those are all the things that I have especially done. I am in the middle of coffee dyeing some lined paper, and I just put like paper like this in between some pages, because I like getting the little bits of effect. So yeah, we got some extra papers here, but these are in the middle of drying right now, and then I may do some more staining, and then of course I've got just an absolute ton of coffee dyed paper already. You'll listen to these. So yeah, got lots of paper dyed. Did more stenciling on that one, see? So may not use that. It's got a little bit of green. We don't really want green for this project. So yeah, that's going to be on the agenda for things to do. Tomorrow, probably going to do another video. Maybe getting some signatures together, find out how many pages we want to put in the signature and what looks best in this. I'm going to sew in the meantime, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.